Jones is a microbiologist with more than 25 years experience in the biotechnology program in the EPA's Office of Pollution Prevention and Toxics, conducting ecological hazard assessments and risk assessments of genetically engineered microorganisms used in a variety of applications such as biofuel production, bioremediation, biofertilizers, and for product production of enzymes, specialty chemicals, commodity chemicals. In recent years, reviews include microalgae used for production of biofuels. Okay, up next is David Ramjohn. He's the CEO of Algae Eternal Technologies. David holds a BS in marine biology and a master's in environmental studies with over 20 years experience in sustainable development, environmental, and natural resource management. He is a member of the Algae Biomass Organization, serving on the ABO's Algae Foundation Education and Communications Committee, and a member of the Phycological Society of America. Welcome, David.
Thank you very much, Ed. I'm really happy to be given this opportunity to speak about something that's very near and dear to my heart. And it is talking about how do you facilitate algae entrepreneurship at small scales. We have here at this summit, a lot of the really big players. We have the Cyanotechs and the Earthrisers and the ELAs and so on. And they've been in business for a very long time, and they've overcome a lot of those challenges that people now wanting to get into the algae business will face. So I'm going to deal with this from the perspective of someone who is starting from the ground up. What do you really need to know aside from the science and technology aspect of it? Making algae into a business is the only way that we're going to see this industry grow in the way that we want it to grow. So you have a brilliant idea. You've decided that you can do something better, faster, cheaper, more reliably. But what do you do with that idea? How are you going to use that innovation, that disruption, to go from an idea to profit? Okay. The bottom line is always what's going to drive development of this industry. But let's look at what entrepreneurship really is. Joseph Schumpeter, an Austrian economist, is the one who first came up with the idea of innovation and disruption. And there's a whole long description that he puts there, but what he really boiled it down to, distilled it, was that the entrepreneurial function consists in getting things done. And that's what we're about. How do we get things done to move this industry forward? Let's look at the importance of the algae industry as a whole. An industry built on algae will be sustainable. It will be ecocentric. And by ecocentric, I mean we have to move beyond the idea of people, planet, profit. The triple bottom line that was coined by John Elkington in 1984. We are looking at people and planet as two separate entities, and they're not. People are part of the planet's ecosystem, and we have to approach this industry in that manner. The algae industry will be high value, high return on investment. Also high risk, but it's going to have low environmental impact by comparison. And it's going to be socially preferred and accepted. But how important is the algae industry really for us as a species? And this is my take on it, that this is the only way for human beings now and in the future to derive the same economic benefits and improve social benefits while keeping the planet hospitable to us. This is not about saving the planet. Right? First, we're not destroying the planet. We can't destroy the planet. We cannot save the planet, and the planet doesn't need us to save it. Okay? What we are doing is we are destroying the conditions that make this planet able to support all life forms. Okay? Algae played a critical role in terraforming the planet. We have done our best in a very short space of time to destroy those resources and those ecosystem services. We can use algae to repair all of that damage. And that's why the algae industry becomes very important. But what's the role of the algae entrepreneur in all of this? Right? And this is a definition. You could look it up up anywhere, anytime. But entrepreneurs are the spark plug in the economy's engine. They have always been the ones who stimulate the economic activity and force the development of new industries. Of course, entrepreneurship starts small, and then you get to the monopolistic, monolithic sized companies that dominate everything. But this is where it all begins, and this is where this industry needs to focus. So we go into some of the things that nobody ever taught me. I'm a marine biologist, right? I'm a scientist. What do I know about business structures? What business structure should you use? Will you have a sole proprietorship, a partnership, an LLC, a corporation? And if you're doing a corporation, will it be an S Corp, a C Corp, a B Corp? What do all those things mean? Will you do a joint venture? And this is only in the USA. And in the USA, you have state-specific legislation. The Europe, the UK, Asia will have their own business structures. Okay. So when you're like, whoa, hold on. Do I have the right business structure to begin with? Because this informs a lot of other things. How your company is owned, how it's operated, and what sort of taxes it pays, how it pays taxes. All of these things are dependent on your business structure. Then you have corporate governance. Okay. Why is corporate governance important? Right. So corporate governance comprises a number of different elements. And I could go through all of them, but you can read. But it's all about accountability, documentation, reporting. How do you ensure that your company, your business, practices good corporate governance? And all of these things tie into one simple thing: money. The dreaded words, due diligence. When you go to an investor, you need to show that you have good corporate governance. You need to show that your company is being run properly. That's what good corporate governance is about. Legal considerations. What are you going to do about licensing or certification, contracts, non-disclosure agreements? All of these things, your internal policies and procedures, laws that have nothing to do with the science and technology that you know about growing algae or making algae products. Employment law, OSHA requirements. How are you going to deal with those things? Do you understand them? Do you know where the challenges to your operations will come from a legal perspective? You might be the plaintiff or you might be a defendant. These are things that entrepreneurs coming into this industry need to understand at the very beginning. Finance. So we should have had a panelist here who was going to talk about finance, and I was so excited about that because every single session I've been to talks about the science and the technology of it. But nobody talks about how long it took them to become an overnight success. And it all begins with money. It all begins with how are you funding what you're trying to do as a business. You have to have a business plan. You have to have a financial plan. You have to know about income statements and balance sheets and profit and loss statements and all of those things. Again, most of us are scientists, and they don't teach scientists these things. Right? So we go out there with this wonderful idea. We know what we want to do and how we want to do it, but we have no clue how to manage the finances or how to attract finance to our venture. Fair market valuations, how many different types of valuation methods there are. Discounted cash flow, total enterprise value versus total equity value. The capital markets, what are they looking for? What are the questions they're going to ask you? Right? What types of investment are there? And what is the cost of that capital? Getting into business is not an easy thing. Getting into algae business, even harder. Here's the one thing that I think everybody misses, and it is perhaps the most important thing of all. If you're not marketing and selling, you're dead. Okay? It's just that simple. Forget about it. You have to know who your customer is. You have to understand what drives their behaviors. How do you part them from their money? It's marketing, it's sales, and they're not the same. Marketing isn't sales and sales isn't marketing. Very often, marketing and sales are at loggerheads. You need a marketing strategy, you need a sales strategy, and research, research, research. Do your own research or buy it, and it's expensive. Hire the right people, and learn about digital marketing, because this is what's transforming everything in the world today. How many of you know what your click-through rate is, or what your conversion rate is, or what your cost per click is, or have you done split testing on your ads? Everybody's online. Network. You here doing the right thing. But entrepreneurs need to understand that they have to network. No man is an island. The ABO is a fantastic place, but there are so many other sources and resources for networking. LinkedIn, social media, conferences, trade expositions, continuing education. There's a MOOC that's going on now that's run by Stephen Mayfield and Ira Levine. I encourage everybody to look it up on Coursera. Do it. And then there are the unknown unknowns, right? Emergent problems, scaling up from lab to field. There are things you will encounter in the field that you never dreamed of in the lab. Right? The technology, the process, how does it change? Changing legislation and policies, and I'm glad we have something on politics in this, the political capital that's necessary. We have to influence the decision makers and the policy makers. Right? New barriers to trade. Suddenly you find that there's a tariff imposed on something that you're making. How are you going to overcome that? Public perception and acceptance. Again, critical, your market. Who are you selling to and why will they buy your product? And of course, competition. So let's look at the role of the ABO in all of this. And these are my ideas, and I will be conveying these to the executive, of course. But I believe that the ABO needs to provide specific support and opportunities for small and startup companies. Right? We need to have tiered membership fees based on size, revenue, age of company, etc. I cannot afford platinum membership on a corporate level. Because I'm small, I'm a startup, I'm looking for money, but I want to be part of the ABO. There should be some consideration for that. Facilitate data and information sharing in the industry. This industry doesn't share information. It doesn't. You try to do the market research or try to get data on what other algae companies are doing, there's a dearth of information. You can't find it. Yeah. ABO can do that. Develop incubators and accelerators for startups and early stage algae companies. Investment, technology, mentoring. How about an algae tank? Get entrepreneurs at these events to pitch to potential investors and partners and collaborators. Deliver value for membership. I'm happy to pay for value. I'm not going to pay if I don't see a return. Deliver something. Make it worthwhile. Lobby for industry supporting legislation and policies. Now they do a lot of these already, but some of them they don't. Provide business resources to algae companies, links to marketing, research, legal, investment, HR, all specific to the algae industry. Conduct industry workshops, because the ABO is fine. We have conferences, we have people talking up here, but there's no opportunity for one-on-one interaction on a prolonged basis for you to learn. And that's what a workshop is versus a conference. And raise awareness of the industry. Again, people need to understand that the red tide that they're seeing, it's not the algae's fault. Okay? It's our fault. Algae doing what nature intended them to do, and that's clean the mess up. Change the narrative. Conclusion. The algae industry does not have a science and technology problem. 7 decades of research and billions of dollars have solved most of those problems. What we need to do is scale it up. Right? We have a business problem. How do you make this into something that people want to do? It has to be about money. But money isn't the only thing. The best way to show the importance of the algae industry is by making money from it. The minute you start making money as a matter of course, everybody will want to do it. And you need to break the silos that exist: academia, government, business. Those three that very rarely talk to each other. And it costs money to be an algae entrepreneur. Be prepared. You have to get money from somewhere, whether it's your family or friends, or whether it's from an investment bank, an angel investor, an equity investor, or loan, whatever it is. Planning and strategy are critical. Measure twice, cut once. You don't want to ask for $4 million and you really need 15. So my recommendations, unless you have the capital to support the foray into biofuels, don't. It's that simple. There's so many other things you can do with Algae. Products and ecosystem services. Figure out your unique selling proposition first. What sets you apart? What makes you different? Right? Profit is not a four-letter word. We're in business to make profit. But don't make it your raison d'etre. Practice conscious capitalism. Give something back. Conduct business in a way that elevates humanity. Be the solution to a problem. If you don't understand what that means, then we need more time than I have right now. Cash flow is king. Get the revenue and profits as quickly as possible. Don't live off your investment dollars for the rest of your life. You have to become self-sufficient. Avoid undercapitalization. That's a huge problem. Right? And that avoiding undercapitalization really relies on you knowing how much it'll cost to get you to profit. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. Hype kills. We've seen it in this industry. Practice eco-centric business. People are not separate from the planet. Learn and evolve, reinvent yourself all the time. Disruption and innovation applies to you just as well as it applies to what you are trying to do in the industry. You can't do it all. Hire the right people. My closing thought. Algae are humanity's best chance to keep Earth hospitable to humans. We are the vanguard of the transformation to a sustainable global economic platform. Don't give up. I thank you.
Thank you, David.